Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you some tips working with components. So let's get started. So components. Lots of components are provided in the Delphi IDE on the components palette, and you can just select components and drag and drop onto a form, and you can easily design the user interface. The Delphi components like other classes, but there are differences between standard classes and the components. So what are the differences? So all Delphi components descend from T components. Components can only be allocated on a heap, not on the stack. And the properties of components contain runtime information. So here we got form, and I'm going to drag and drop 3 buttons here and 1 label. So the properties can select the bigger size and design it here. And then I'm going to create an event handler, and we will learn how to use senders in the procedures or event handlers. So just double click it, or you can open the events tab and create on-click event. So here we can create conditions. If sender, it's a T object here. So sender equals button 1, and then label 1, caption equals button 1, click it. Else, if sender equals button 2, label 1, caption equals button 2, click it. Else, label 1, caption button 3, click it. So here, as you can see, this event works only for the button 1, but we are using the sender object here. So now we can run and test it, and you can see the result. So here we select the button 1, it changes, but in the button 2, button 3, it's not working. So here we can select 2 of them, and on the events tab we can select the button 1 click on 2 of the buttons on click event. And this one procedure works for 3 components, 3 buttons. So button 1 click it, button 2 click it, and button 3 click it. So here the sender parameter indicates which component received the event and therefore call it the handler. So sometimes it's useful to have several components share an event handler that behaves differently depending on which component calls it. And you can do this by using the sender parameter and the conditions, this kind of things. For instance, this code demonstrates this sender object. And this is using the sender objects in procedures is convenient in creating visual applications. You can just create one procedure and you can use it from another components. But as you can see, you must create conditions for each components. For example, sender button 1, sender button 2, that kind of things. Sometimes your application needs to be the click lots of buttons in a group, and if you click the one button, it pops up, or again, if you click it, it pops up again. So we can do that kind of things using the speed buttons and one panel, or you can use other grouping components. So here I want to use toolbar here, add a speed button. Here we can paste it, all of them. And now if you see this, the result, you can click all of them. So here we can select all of the speed buttons, and it has group index property, and we can select to 1, all of them. And we got allow all up property, and we can check it. And here you can run this application, you can see the results. So as you can see, it's down and pop up. That's pretty cool. So, okay, this is the end of this section. We have learned that creating logical applications, solving algorithmic problems with loops, and using the procedures and functions with arrays, and exception handlers, debugging, and also we have discovered what object-oriented programming is. And also in this video, we have covered some fundamental stuff about Delphi components. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorials. In the coming session, we will discover how to make database applications with Delphi.